This all started when I was at the store and I saw a gigantic bag of gummy worms. I looked at the back and saw 3 types of mixed flavors of gummy worms. This, for some odd reason, got me thinking about evolution, genetics, and alleles of the gummies. I bought the bag, separated the gummies, and counted each one. Was it a waste of money? Probably, but now I have a fun final project to do. The current population is 234. After mixing, none of the originals are left, only mixed flavors remain, total of 234 gummy worms. Cherry is dominant and mixes with pineapple and green apple. There are exactly 100 cherry pineapple and 80 green apple. Orange and lemon exclusively mix with each other. There are 54 of those. After seeing these outcomes, it got me wondering on how this came to be. Why were citrus flavors only mixed with each other? Why was cherry so prevalent? What did the original flavors look like? Why are these offspring the way they are, and how do I explain it? Assume each fruit symbol represents a different allele. For example, cherry equals allele A, pineapple equals allele B, green apple equals allele C, orange equals allele D, lemon equals allele E. Each new flavor can be interpreted as a genotype, homozygous or heterozygous. For example, new flavor 1 is cherry pineapple, genotype AB, heterozygous. New flavor 2 is cherry green apple, genotype AC, heterozygous. New flavor 3 is orange lemon, genotype DE, heterozygous. If there are homozygous combinations, such as cherry-cherry, the genotype would be AA homozygous, but our current population is only heterozygotes. This, of course, is a very dumbed-down example of what alleles look like as genotypes. It is a good introduction, but not what we will focus on. First, let's talk about fitness. Fitness. The likelihood of survival and reproduction is influenced by different modes of selection. First type, natural selection. This is where the environment plays a role in which gummy worms are more likely to survive and reproduce, passing on their genes' flavor combinations. Camouflage. Imagine the environment is a picnic blanket. The cherry pineapple gummy worms, with their red and white hues, might blend in better. Cherry green apple will have higher fitness due to camouflage in grass and bushes. This camouflage would increase their survival rate and thus their fitness. Taste preference. Fitness. Predators dislike sour flavors. Let's assume that any gummy worm with lemon influence has a slightly sour taste. Therefore, the orange lemon gummy worms are less likely to be eaten than the cherry pineapple or cherry green apple worms, giving them a higher fitness in this environment. Second, non-random mating explanation. Certain individuals preferentially mate with similar others. Gummy example, orange and lemon worms only mix with each other. Cherry only mixes with pineapple or green apple. This limits possible combinations and affects genetic variety. Third, stabilizing versus disruptive selection. Stabilizing selection. Imagine the fitness of a gummy worm is determined by how easily and enjoyably it can be consumed by a human. Extreme 1, worm with legs. Too quick to catch, a gummy worm with legs would be exceptionally fast and difficult to grab. This elusiveness makes it less likely to be successfully picked up and eaten. Therefore, this trait reduces its fitness, its likelihood of fulfilling its purpose as a treat. Extreme 2, super small worm. Not favored, a super small gummy worm, while easy to catch, isn't favored by consumers. It might be perceived as insignificant, not providing a satisfying treat. This lack of preference reduces its fitness, its likelihood of being chosen and reproduced, bought again. Median, regular gummy worm. The regular-sized, legless gummy worm presents the ideal balance. It's easily graspable and provides a satisfying size for consumption. This just right characteristic makes it the most fit in this environment of human preference. In this stabilizing selection scenario, the selective pressure human preference for an easily catchable and satisfyingly sized gummy worm favors the intermediate phenotype, regular gummy worm. Disruptive selection. Imagine the fitness of a gummy worm is determined by its ability to either completely avoid being eaten in a dangerous environment or to be a highly appealing, easily consumable snack in a safe environment. Extreme 1, worm with legs. In a dangerous environment like a messy floor with potential hazards, a gummy worm with legs could be highly advantageous. Its speed and agility would allow it to quickly escape being stepped on, swept away, or encountering other dangers. This ability to completely avoid being eaten significantly increases its survival and thus its fitness in this specific context. Extreme 2. Super small worm. In a safe environment, super small gummy worms could be highly favored. They might be seen as for their small size makes them fall to the bottom of the floor to be swept away, gaining a chance to live another day and reproduce. Median, regular gummy worm. The regular-sized, legless gummy worm finds itself at a disadvantage in both scenarios. It's not fast enough to effectively escape danger in the hazardous environment. Its intermediate traits don't provide a strong advantage in either situation. In disruptive selection, the selective pressures of the environment, danger versus safety, snackability, favor the two extreme phenotypes legged for escape, super small for easy consumption, while selecting against the intermediate phenotype, regular gummy worm. Directional selection. Imagine the fitness of a gummy worm is primarily determined by its resistance to a new environmental challenge, a specific type of mold that grows in humid conditions. Phenotype 1. Cherry pineapple gummy worm. Let's assume the chemical composition of the cherry and pineapple flavors makes these gummy worms highly susceptible to this new mold. They quickly degrade and become unappetizing in the humid environment. Their survival and thus their fitness are low. Phenotype 2. Lemon-orange gummy worm favored. Extreme. Now let's assume that the acidic nature of the lemon and orange flavors creates an environment that is less hospitable to this particular mold. These gummy worms can withstand the humid conditions for a longer period without degrading. Their survival, and thus their fitness, are significantly higher. In this directional selection scenario, the selective pressure resistance to the new mold in a humid environment consistently favors one extreme phenotype, the lemon-orange gummy worm. Now, some other things that could happen in a theoretical scenario could include founder effect, bottleneck effect, and mutation influences. Founder explanation. A new population is started by a small number of individuals. Founder effect. Suppose a small group of our gummy worms, say a cherry and one orange, accidentally fall off a boat onto a desert island and start a new isolated population. This new, small founding population will likely have a different proportion of flavor combinations than the original larger population's future outcome, simply due to the random assortment of genes in the founders. Without non-random mating, they would be forced to repopulate to ensure fitness is carried out. Bottleneck. A disaster drastically reduces the population, changing allele frequencies. Bottleneck effect. Imagine a bird swoops down and randomly eats a large number of gummy worms. By chance, it eats mostly cherry worms. The surviving population will have a different proportion of flavor combinations than the original population, even if the bird wasn't specifically targeting those flavors. This random reduction in population size and change in allele frequencies is a bottleneck. Mutation. A random change in the genetic flavor code. Example with gummy worms, one pineapple worm mutates during mixing and creates a totally new, unexpected flavor, say, blue raspberry. This is like a new allele being introduced. Let's say its original DNA sequence is ATG, CCG, TTA, GCA. Then a point protein is flipped at a certain point now reading as ATG, CCG, TAT, GCA. This is called a point mutation, which can result in the phenotypes changing potential flavor and color, although this is not present in our current population of gummy worms. In short, the population of gummy worms that resulted, with the different flavor combinations, is evidence of multiple evolutionary processes at work. Initial flavor proportions and non-random mating preferences probably contributed to the dominance of cherry-based mixes and the exclusive pairing of orange and lemon. Additionally, natural selection favors some flavor combinations over others and influences their fitness due to environmental pressures, as demonstrated by taste preferences and camouflage.